Hello everyone! In today's vlog I'm gonna take you to one very interesting small Bulgarian town. Why is it so interesting, you might ask? Well, because it's the birthplace of the Bulgarian communist dictator who ruled Bulgaria for over 45 years after the Second World War up until 1987, if I'm not mistaken. And his house is turned into a museum right now. He's no longer alive, but I think it's gonna be very interesting. So let's take you there. Also, before going, I want to finish editing my vlog, which is from the previous day. It's gonna be very interesting. By the time you're gonna see this video right now that I'm filming, this vlog is already gonna be out, so you can also go and check it out. It's day in the life of a 21-year-old student who tries to make some money on the side. So if you are interested or if you're in a similar situation, I think this video is gonna be interesting. I'm already in the car, but first we have to go to my parents' house because we're gonna be going also with my family and with my girlfriend. And first I have to drive to there, leave this car because it's small and it's not good for some long trips, and then we're gonna take the bigger car and go with it. And now we have to go. My girlfriend is waiting.
Hold me close till I get up.
We just arrived at my parents' house. Is there behind me, and we're gonna go to the other car and head straight away because it's also starting to rain, and also because it's November, it gets dark at 5:30 p.m. Now it's almost 12, I would say, so we don't have a lot of time. But yeah, here it is, my car. Let's switch the cars.
Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go.
We just arrived in front of the house, and it is behind me. The house there. We'll go closer to it in a bit, but this is the house where the Bulgarian leader during the communistic times, Todor Zhivkov, was born. He was the person who was ruling the country for 45 years, around 45 years. And it's just in some small town, small village. It's gonna be interesting to see. This is the house in front. Also in this city that we're now in, the first Bulgarian computer was made, again during the communism. So you can see the house, nothing special. Just some normal wooden house, I would say, for now. Actually, this is his house, the house that he lived and was born. But it's no longer, I don't think we can enter it, assuming that it has this thing in front. But this thing in front is a museum, and it's outside of his house. Also, this here is how he looked like. He was born in 1911 and died in 1998. So these are gifts that he received from leaders all around the world, different gifts. You can see from Kiev, it says from USSR. Again USSR. Almost everything was from the USSR because during these times Bulgaria and the USSR were in good relationship. Here there is some photo of him in Norway. This is from India, of course, and from China. Something interesting that you would see here is that you can see Todor Zhivkov, the Bulgarian leader, and Kim Il-sen in this exact city. Kim Il-sen, for those of you who don't know, is the grandpa of Kim Jong-un. So you can imagine that in this small city in the middle of nowhere in Bulgaria was the first leader even of North Korea. He was the first leader and also father of Kim Jong-un. Also Fidel Castro, who was the leader of Cuba, and then he also received a lot of gifts from all over the world, from Japan, China, and some also interesting things. Mongolia is here, from India. Then can you imagine being a leader for 45 years and basically every single leader knows you in the world of each country? It gives you stuff. This is from Kuwait. The second room is with computers, because I told you that in this city the Bulgarian computers were built during these times. And I don't know if for this time in the 80s, because they were created mostly in the 80s. I'm not sure if it was something very good. What was the situation in the USA, for example, but at least we had some production of computers. Now we don't. And you can see a lot of different models are here. My dad said that his friend had this thing, which is like a keyboard, which you plug into a cassette phone, if I'm not mistaken. Then you write some commands. Then you connect this to the TV, and the command plays or something. I'm not sure, but my dad had this one specific. Maybe can you imagine if you play League of Legends on this? Or look at this thing. These were interesting times for Bulgaria, because no matter that it was socialism, communism, still there was some production going on, and Bulgaria was also trading with limited countries, mostly with the USSR, Cuba, some other socialistic countries like Syria, Libya at the moment, and not so much with the Western countries like the USA or Western Europe. This is the house and the garden. Let's go to the down floor. What did you say?
There are more presents from other countries like Turkey, Greece, Bulgaria as well.
So what is this? This is panel and scroll leather from somewhere. I'm assuming somewhere in Africa.
What?
I don't know, I just guessed. Here, let me zoom in. Something from Turkey. This is Bulgarian, is it? Ah, yeah, I didn't notice. But these are all different things across Bulgaria. This is the National Palace of Culture in Sofia. This is the place where the leaders at these times were gathering to discuss important things. But let's see here the gifts. What do we have? We have Todor Zhivkov in Yugoslavia, some gifts from Romania. Okay, do you want to say what you learned about these pictures and who the person there is?
Well, what I learned about this is that these are the pictures of the Todor Zhivkov, of this president.
Yes, but the person next to him.
Yeah, the person who was his bodyguard.
Yes,
One of them.
his bodyguard is this guy here.
He actually, is he still?
No,
He was a premier minister of Bulgaria after Todor Zhivkov.
yes, he was the prime minister. Actually, for a long time, maybe 10 years, 8 years, he was the prime minister of Bulgaria because people trusted him because he was the main bodyguard of Todor Zhivkov, and they thought, okay, he was very close to him, maybe he will rule good after the democracy came eventually, but he didn't rule good, people didn't like him, he was very corrupt, and he's still in the politics. He didn't retire or anything, but just people don't pick him anymore. And another interesting fact is that unlike in the other countries where there was communism or socialism, like in Romania or the USSR or in Poland, in these countries what they have in common is that the dictator, there was a dictator who ruled all of these countries, but he was making a lot of the stuff about himself. Like Stalin has many statues of himself and he did a lot of bad things to the population of the country he was ruling. Unlike Todor Zhivkov, he was the ruler and he wasn't even a dictator, he was just a ruler for a very long time. But he never made any statues of himself, he didn't even make that many restrictions. He was trying to balance because Bulgaria was also trading with the Western countries sometimes, like West Germany, which in other socialistic countries it was forbidden at the moment. They could only trade with other socialistic countries. In Bulgaria it wasn't like this, and he was kind of liked among the people. This was it, at least from this museum, but the ticket we bought also gives us access to another museum, which is somewhere in the center. Now we are not in the center because his house was on the outskirts, and now we're gonna go back in the car and go to the other museum, and after that probably we're gonna find some restaurant to eat here. And it also started raining and I'm getting hungry as well. Yes, we are in front of the second museum, but let me actually show you from behind. It's a big building, so I'm not sure if I'll be able to show all of it. But yes, this thing, and also it continues. It gives me vibes of brutalist architecture. I mean, it probably is. It was built during the times where brutalist architecture was everywhere. But it has a lovely park here in front. You cannot see it from here. It even has a crocodile and a ladybug. But there is not a single person inside. It's raining, that's why. But let's go and check out the museum. It says that it's a history museum. Исторический музей. Look what they have. They have this opener or closing machine for jars. I'm not sure which one of two. Probably both. Also some coffee machine. Back in the day this was the only method to make coffee. Lamp, gas lamp, And some interesting thing. Look how it looks. Oof. Look at this. When was it modern? In the 1930s, it says.
Germany.
In Germany in the 1930s. So before the Second World War. This is like some old antique stuff I see here.
Does it belong to someone or it's just...
I don't think it belonged to anyone, just some stuff that were found during this time. What is this? This is a scale, household scale from Germany again. It says pocket balance, again from Germany. What is this? Grinding machine, again from Germany. Everything was from Germany, but that's not surprising. At least one thing is from Hungary. Hair dryer.
Yeah.
In the 1930s. Yes. Soko, it says. Yeah.
So,
And what is this thing?
it's a
Ventilator.
It's just a fan, I think.
Yeah, something like a fan. Is this for...
For here. It's like we have for right now we have electric ones.
Yes,
These
yes,
ones you
yes.
just have to like
Warm
heat
to heat.
up, and then you press your hair with it. But it's
Also a
kinda
lot of
dangerous on your
irons.
hair.
Yep, a lot of irons also. Look at this sink battery. I mean,
They're the same kind of.
yeah, kind of the same, just not so rusty. This one is rusty.
Czechoslovakia.
This old telephone, 1940s to 1950s in Germany again.
You see the razor.
Ah, yes, look at the razor there.
Very fancy.
Siemens. I've heard this brand. I think it's still,
Yeah.
it's working.
Which coin would you pick from these?
I'll pick the Marcus Aurelius one. But are they even real? Because here they look...
Paper-like.
Yeah, paper-like. No, they are real for sure, but just weird. Also, you can see these ones
Just these small things.
from Byzantium coins. Also, they have. So it seems that this down floor is some kind of ancient, way older, because in the upper floor, as you saw, it was mostly with technology from the 20th century. Here now we see some pots, some stones, some coins. What is this? Some pots that they found from the 2nd and 3rd century. Interesting. This is an advice for the guys in the audience. If you ever wonder what to give to your girlfriend, just go to some history museum and steal some earrings and say that,
These ones are stolen by the
and say, oh honey, for our anniversary I got you these ancient earrings that were from a princess.
that were taken from her corpse.
From her corpse, yeah, they were taken. But don't worry, after people are dead, after all, it's not stealing anymore, right? What do you think about this place? That's my sister, by the way. Say something. Okay, now now you're part of the vlog. Okay. After this part with the pots and the ancient earrings I showed you, is something more modern, but again, I'm guessing it's like 18th to 19th century, because it has some traditional clothing that the people were wearing at this time. It also has some bracelets.
Her clothing
Iron.
is very similar to Ukrainian traditional clothing.
They're similar to the Ukrainian traditional clothing.
And they're both Slavic. So
Yes, I think in all Slavic countries there's a lot of similarities. You can see these patterns they have. They're very typical, and I'm pretty sure I can see them even in Romania, Ukraine, Moldova. Here there is even some like diploma or something for a professional cloth maker.
even like household appliances, like household tools are similar. Like we have
Yes.
this thing.
Let's look at this thing. Can you explain what it should be done with it?
Basically, we're doing clothes with this.
Yeah, clothes. I guess that you just have to roll this, maybe.
It's called
Yes, I'll show this, what it says. There's some description. If you are interested, you can pause and read it. But also another interesting thing I want to show you is this thing. It's to make butter. And here you have to pour milk. And then with this stick, you just hit it like this a lot of times. And is that it? I'm not sure if you should add some more ingredients or...
no, usually just basically mix milk.
Yeah, you mix the milk, you heat it with this thing a lot of times, and it transforms into butter, not butter.
I mean butter.
Yeah, butter. And this is also a table that people back in the day used to eat at. Can you see how low it is to the ground? It's no more than 20 centimeters, 25 maximum. And the chairs are also very short and very small. Now, yes, it's a fact that people were smaller back then, but not that small. And I still don't know why they were that small. Even right now in my village, my great grandma, she was 95, she died like 1 or 2 years ago, but we had similar chairs. And I don't know why people sat at such low chairs. If you have any explanation, just share in the comments.
Maybe there wasn't money to build a tall table.
No money to build a tall table. I mean, how many more resources it will take? Not that many, right? And also these plates with interesting patterns.
Be closer to earth.
Be
like
closer to
Japanese
earth. Yes. I know why also the houses used to be shorter, way shorter, and the doors also smaller, because for the heat to not go out of the house. But this is for the doors. I'm not sure what is the explanation about the chairs and
do.
the
Even
tables.
houses are low.
Not the houses are low, but they have very short doors. Like the front door is very short. Old printed church books also they have in old Slavic languages, I'm guessing. Violin.
This is my violin.
Yep. And again some documents. It's like some postcard. Look what we found. It's for shaving.
You're shaving. You'll put
The
this
cream.
cream here.
You mix it. Then you apply to your face. And then with this old rusty razor.
But it's not sharp at all.
Maybe they made it on purpose now not to be. But that's interesting. Also, this thing, you can imagine that grandmas and grandpas will have a lot of medicine bottles like these ones, or just some small little liquids that you're not sure what they are. What else is here? Again, some stories of people here, some coins, some crosses also. And here already some metal things that, for example, this thing, I think it was because it was an axe. Yes, you just attach the wooden stick to it and it becomes an axe. Gun and a dagger and a gospel. This was some symbol during the Ottoman times here in Bulgaria. people had made some organizations, some hidden organizations, and they used this symbol as a way to differentiate who is from this organization and who not.
Say, what would you recommend to go to museums in your own country, or you think it's worthless and it's not interesting since you know everything?
No, I think it's always good to go into museums, no matter if they're in your own country, because I love history and geography, but me personally, I don't know a lot of the stuff that I'm seeing, especially the things that are written here about stories of different people who created some stuff. And you can only imagine people that are not interested in history, geography, or these kind of things, they wouldn't know almost anything. And no matter that they live here, it's still important to get educated on your history, your traditions. And museums are a good way to learn more about the history of a country.
But is there any instructions on how to visit museum? Do you usually ask yourself any questions when you go? Because, as you said, people usually don't know much. And when they go to museum, they just see some artifacts with some vague descriptions, and it doesn't make them interested in any way.
Usually, if I'm interested about something specific, then I search it up. But the other things, I just read the description, and if it's something like some pots, I just look at them and I'm like, okay, that's cool. If it's something more interesting, then I start searching up for it. And even if you don't search for some description online, it's still something is left in your brain after you leave the museum. No matter if you just saw it and you read the short description, I think it's still worth. What's your opinion?
I think you still have some thoughts after you leave a museum. If you just didn't go and like think about just totally different thing, I think this is worth just going to. I don't know if it is a historical museum, then it will make you think how people lived before, how your grandparents lived, how your great-grandparents lived, let's say.
Exactly.
And this is great to acknowledge it, because in the modern days we don't usually think about it.
Yeah, and as I said, I showed you the table, the different instruments that were used, and these things, I see them still in my grandma's village, as I said, not in this form specifically, but something which evolved, but I cannot find it anywhere else except in a museum or an old house. And if you don't have anyone with an old house, then the only way to see it is a museum. Let's leave some message. Okay, some interesting fact that my dad just told me, because he was listening to some audio here, is that somewhere in Bulgaria, because Bulgaria, it was inhabited by the Thracians. They are a very old nation, which doesn't exist anymore, but they lived during maybe like 6,000-7,000 years ago, very old civilization. And one specific tribe, it stopped the army of Alexander the Great. They won the battle, and he got very surprised by this fact, and he invited them to join him on his conquest to Persia. Now I'm not sure if they joined or not, but I think this mountain is where they found one of the leaders of this tribe, the Thracian tribes. I think he was buried here or here. But anyways, can you imagine some local tribe just stopping Alexander the Great? And he didn't actually imagine that something like this could happen, so he invited them to join him. That's some good stuff going on here in Bulgaria. And we finished our visit at the two museums. Now we're gonna head to the restaurant. The woman there, which was working, she suggested some restaurant. And we're gonna go to eat because it's already 2:30 and we ate only breakfast today. It is lunchtime, yes. And it's still raining. There is no people. But I like the atmosphere here in this town. You can see that it's some small, cozy town.
Ireland flashbacks.
Ireland flashbacks? Ah, because of the rain. Yeah. If you still haven't watched the Ireland vlog, actually there's 4 of them. You should go and check them out in the channel. They turn out to be very good. This is the restaurant. It looks very nice, at least from the outside. It has this typical Bulgarian vibe. And yes, I mean they would have definitely, if the restaurant looks like this from the outside, it will have bean soup. And also some, what else are you craving? I'm craving some, yes, how would you translate this?
Bread?
Yeah, but it's not normal bread, it's like this thin bread which is made on the stove. I will show you if we get, but it is very nice. Yes, Todor Zhivkov, you can see here, there, it's everywhere. So the place is too influenced. Yep. It says starting course for communism. Michael Jackson. Let's see how is it. Okay, so we found also how this bread is called in English. Flatbread. Flatbread, yes. Let's see if it has a table for us. Okay, I got a little bit disappointed because I wanted to get bean soup. There is no bean soup. And from the other things I liked the most, it says chicken teriyaki, but don't imagine the Japanese chicken teriyaki. It will have, I mean, again, chicken steak with mashed potatoes and some sauce. I think that's good. And maybe some french fries with cheese, it's always good. We're gonna see. This is the table they put us in. That's my dad, he's also part of the vlog. I think it's a nice place that we are going. Do you like the place?
Yes, of course. It looks like the old restaurant from the communist years.
Communist times, yes.
Communist times, yes.
Everyone's food came except mine. My chicken teriyaki is not here
You
yet.
didn't want soup, this is why.
Yes, all of them have soups, chicken soup.
The mushrooms
This is the flatbread I was talking about. It looks like this. It has butter, salt, and some herbs on top. The chicken soup, I tried it from her. It's very nice also. It has some fries and some mushrooms with butter. This liquid is just melted butter. It's very nice. My dad likes them very much.
very much.
So finally my food came also, the chicken teriyaki. And Polly, my sister has also this thing. And mash also, that's nice. Can some of you solve this equation? If you can, text the answer in the comments. But we finished with our lunch and now it's still raining outside, but it looks very nice. You can see there in the mountain it has also mist and it gives this cozy vibe. Now it's mystery vibe. Now it's time, I think, to just sit, drink some tea, listen to some nice music and also sleep. And that's what we're gonna do after we go home, but now first we have to drive for 1 more hour. What do you think about the place and the food?
Actually, I also need one cozy place with fire, maybe fireplace, and to drink cognac with tea, something like that.
Yes.
Uh,
And
That's
some-
for now.
To watch some movie maybe.
Maybe. Or playing Clash Royale.
Playing Clash. We'll play with my dad Clash Royale in some future episodes. But yes. Here it has also old books and some old glasses. A stork also.
Wastelands through the highways, and on we'll go.
On the way back, we decided to stop at some place in the middle of nowhere, which seems like it has some trail that we can walk on. And it's very nice because it stopped raining, the sun appeared. As you saw, there was also a rainbow. Is there still a rainbow? No, it's even not visible. Extremely. Yeah. Yes, I can see it a little bit. There is a golf field there in front, and we're just gonna walk a little bit here. It started raining again, but who cares? Look at this beauty just there, the mountains. There is a lake. Yes, you can see it from here, behind the sign and all the buildings. It's just very nice. Let's appreciate the moment. And I got a star my sister gave me for some reason. Can your dad do this, huh? My dad has been working calisthenics for so long that he's able to do front lever. I mean, not perfect, of course, and not for very long, but still it's very impressive. And my sister, look at my sister. Nice.
On we'll go. Finding life along the way, melodies we haven't played. No, I don't want no rest. Echoing around these walls, fighting to create a song. I don't wanna miss a beat.
This place is very beautiful. I didn't even see it when we were coming. The lake, the forest, the mountain behind us. I think it's very good if you spend some more time here. Maybe you can also take a bicycle with you and just cycle around this place that we were walking to now. Also, there is this hotel to sleep in front. It's some big hotel. Also, do you see this weird tower there in front? We checked, and this is a water tower for water. It was used back in the day, but not anymore, I think. Now it's just abandoned and place for photographers. But yeah, I think after that we're just gonna go in the car, and this is how we're gonna end today's vlog. It was a pretty nice day. Tell me what do you think in the comments about the history of the things I told you. Did you know about this leader Todor Zhivkov that was ruling here Bulgaria for 45 years? And just in general, did you enjoy the day trip that we took you on? What do you think?
Press the like button and hit the subscribe.
Yes. Now let's go.